Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. We got the next subclass in our series. We have the Warlock, Great Old One. If you're new to the series, guys...
What is wrong with that?
I have no idea, this happens. Basically what we do is we look at each class and the abilities that they gain, and we score the combat value, the roleplay value, and the overall class synergy based on the abilities gained. And the scoring is based on how good the subclass improves the base class, not necessarily how good it is compared to all other
build
classes
on the
subclasses.
foundation.
Yes. So, that being said, we'll jump right into it.
Go time. Go time! Alright, Great Old One expanded spells. So most of this stuff is going to be on the RP-based side of things. There are some CC spells as well. Like Distant Whispers, Hideous Laughter, Detect Thoughts. But you do get your two big sticks of Dominate Beast and Dominate Person. Which I don't care who you are. Throw those in with the hold spells. They can just be so combat changing. To be able to be like, if there's three of you guys and you're fighting two things, well, no, he's on our team now. So now it's 4-on-1. Like it just completely changes combat if you can get one of those to hit.
If they fail to save. If they don't, then you're just out of big spell slot.
Right. That is kind of it's a bigger swing than normal.
But if you're playing a Warlock, you don't care about your spell slots because you only got 2 until level 11 anyway, so... Then you get back in short rest.
Yeah. But either way, a lot of CC, and this whole Great Old One has a lot of things in the mind. This kind of stuff set up on the theme. So it does make all these spells a really good choice, I think, fit with what the theme of the Great Old One is trying to do. The first ability you do get is Awakened Mind, level 1, obviously. So you can telepathically speak to any creature within 30 feet of you as long as they can understand one language. But they do not have to understand a language that you speak, as long as they understand a language. So if it's trying to get like an aboleth, for example.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to run through something to be something
I'm like
weird.
squirrel, chipmunk.
Like an aboleth, for example. You can communicate with one and just tell it, it's like, hey, I'm just a friend, don't mind me, and you know, that works for you. But the point is, you communicate with anything that understands any language, which is really cool, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely
One of the hard piece things, but very, very cool.
It does not say that they can talk back to you, though.
True. It's not a two-way communication. It's just
And again, they have to understand a language. You can't be like, squeakity squeaking. That's not a language. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not chipmunk scouts here. Sorry.
All right. At level 6, we get Entropic Ward.
Yes.
Basically, you can change fate, essentially. So, whenever you get attacked, you can use your reaction to use this ability, and it gives disadvantage to the attacker. If the attacker misses after you give them disadvantage, you then gain advantage on the attack against them as long as you attack before the end of your next turn. And you can use this once per short or long rest. So again, it's Warlock. Short rest abilities, you might as well just use them. Because as Warlock, you're banking on short rests anyway.
Yes.
The ability to give a creature disadvantage is already very good, but then to get the potential to also gain advantage, pretty solid. Though it is just once per short rest.
But if you're in a combat situation where you're fighting a big boy, where you're fighting one target.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't specify any level or anything. So once again, I go back to if you're fighting a big dragon or something of that nature, and it wants to, do a big old tail swipe at you, then that's the only time you're going to get a chance to use it. You might as well use it then. It's much more effective against a big target, a single target, than it is fighting multiple little things, essentially, in one combat.
For sure.
Level 10, you get Thought Shield, which gives you just straight up resistance to psychic damage, which is cool and is effective, but not as great as picking another damage type, I would say.
Yeah.
But the fact that you do get just a flat resistance to the psychic damage is great. The other cool thing is, if you do take any psychic damage, whatever target did that psychic damage to you also takes that same amount of damage. So if somebody actually does try to do that, which is it's got to be a caster of some sort, obviously, and psychic damage isn't that common. So most of the time, if you've got a really intelligent caster who says, "Well, they're probably not resistant to psychic damage," whoever
thinks that.
Whoever thinks that. But the point is, it's like, an intelligent caster would be more likely to use things like that because
for sure.
they're less common and more of an intriguing thing.
Right.
It's like, well, they hit you for 68 psychic damage when it ends up rolling 32. Well, guess what? Joke's on you. Yeah, you're taking 32 back in the face. Not as common of a damage type.
Yeah,
but still, it's a free resistance and it's got a free rebuke damage.
It's very flavorful with the whole mind protection thing.
Yeah.
Also, one thing too as well, it protects your mind from being read unless you allow it to be read. So
right. So you can telekinetically talk to other things, but they can't read your mind.
Correct.
No.
And then lastly, at level 14, we have Create Thrall, which is more like Create Buddy. Because
make a friend.
Essentially, you get the ability to infect a humanoid's mind, which sounds a lot cooler than it actually is, because essentially you have to use an action to touch an incapacitated humanoid.
Yes.
The creature is charmed by you until a remove curse spell is cast on it. The charm condition is removed, or if you use this feature again. So basically you can't keep using this on multiple creatures. Every time you use it on new humanoid, it's going to take it off the last one.
Yeah, you can't make an army of people.
But essentially it's just charming them.
Yes.
And you can communicate telepathically with them as long as the two of you are on the same plane of existence. Okay, so that's fine. Maybe it's really good. You want to create a spy, and you do this, and then you can, like, anywhere on the material plane, you're like, what's happening? What do you see? You know what I mean? Like, then you communicate. But
very RP
it's
heavy.
just charm.
Yeah.
It's essentially just charm. It's not dominate. You can't make them fight for you. You just basically, it says they're charmed by you. So you're basically getting Charm Person at level 14, essentially. It's a little bit better Charm Person because it doesn't have, the spell slots and stipulations and other things like that that go along with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, at first we thought it was good because we were thinking it was more like a Dominate Person.
Yeah.
But then we read it again and we're like, no, this is nothing like Dominate Person.
My excitement level was up here, and it ended up like, okay, that's fine.
So, that being said, we'll go straight from that
into
the ratings.
Right.
First up, we have the combat side of things.
So there is a little bit on the combat side of things. There's some CC, Entropic Ward, forcing a disadvantage and getting an advantage possibility at your choice of time is really cool. Thought Shield's interesting, helpful, but could be very great in fewer opportunities.
Yeah.
But Dominate Beast and Dominate Person, anytime you get those for free, fantastic. Nice. So we gave it a 3.5. So a little bit better than than an average bump, and I think most of that's because of Dominate Person.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dominate Beast. It's an Entropic Ward thing. Even if you don't get the advantage, just being able to at will at 1 point per rest, just saying, okay, that is a big giant mammoth trying to run me over. I would like to impose disadvantage on that.
Right.
There's no other stipulation. Just whenever you want to, once per rest. That's also really cool.
Not really much more to say about the combat side of that.
No, that's pretty much it.
It's pretty straightforward. The RP side this class is a little bit definitely more RP based with the different abilities, and we went ahead and gave this one a 4 out of 5. It does definitely have a lot more RP abilities, but again, they're not all RP abilities. Like for the last subclass, it had every single ability was combat based, hence the 5. This one, you have your resistance to psychic damage. And your Create Thrall is gonna probably mostly be RP, but then your better spells are definitely more combat. Like Dominate Person can be used as RP, but it's most often, I would say, probably used as a combat-based thing to turn the tides of combat. So while there are a lot of RP things, it's not all primarily RP side. That's why it's not the 5.
Yes.
But it is still pretty strong on the RP side, definitely.
Right.
If you're looking more at psychic kind of warlock, a little bit different out there. It'd be interesting concept for an RP side of it.
On to the final category, the class synergy side of things. Went with another 3.5. I went between a 3.5 and a 4, 3 3/4 maybe. But anyway, this does build on more the RP side of a warlock, because when you think just in general terms of warlock, depending on what game base you think of, I think the Fiend and this one are probably the two thematically that come to mind. Evil fireball demons with the Fiend, and this one's this creepy unknown from some other plane of existence, some other worldly patron kind of thing. That I think this thematically fits what a warlock does. Being able to read minds, speak to people and have your mind blocked defensively. Being able to make a friend, by poisoning their mind and things and doing some extra mind control things, and I think that kind of builds on what at least a version of a warlock could be.
It's definitely a more unique take on it, I think. But with that being said, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. This class is pretty straightforward, I think, for the most part.
Yeah.
It's very psychic themes, mind,
the brain,
mind master, mind hunter.
Yes.
So if you're into that kind of thing, this might be the class for you. If not, there's a lot of other classes. Watch all of our other videos and see how we thought about those.
It's a long playlist, guys. Check it out.
So you guys check that out. But if you guys like the video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all of our new videos so when they're coming out. If you guys have stuff you want to see from us in the future, if I can talk right, maybe that would help. We're going to be, again, just to mention this, we're going through all the subclasses in the Player's Handbook, then we're going to go through each subsequent book, through all the subclasses in each one, and as they come out, if more come out, and then if we ever get caught up, which who knows, maybe we will sooner than later, then we'll move on to Unearthed Arcana, so we'll always have something to be reviewing with subclass series. This is going to be an ongoing thing, and we're also going to be trying to add some more subclass or other D&D based.
There's like other subclasses. There's more.
Other D&D based series as well with monsters and things like that.
Maybe do a race series. Do a race.
For sure. Yeah. So if you have any ideas, let us know down in the comments down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.